everything looks easy when you look at it back. But when you do it, like I'm doing right now with Let's Love, you know, I'm doing something that is different from anything I've done before. And it's not easy.
Afgelopen week tijdens het ADE heb ik David Legend Guetta mogen interviewen. En ik heb eigenlijk samen met hem aan de hand van al zijn eigen tracks zijn hele loopbaan tot nu toe een beetje doorgesproken.
Mr. Guetta, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good, very good. Thank you.
How's this ADE so far? Because it's totally different than it used to be.
Yeah, obviously, you know, because for me it was just a good excuse to come and party with all my friends. So
like it's every year, I guess.
So let's say this year it's I created my own little ADE. I took the studios from Martin Garrix that have multiple rooms.
Very nice.
And we have a bunch of you know of friends. I have a lot of friends that are.
You're having sleepovers with Martin Garrix.
Yeah, like kids.
That is so cool. That is so, but you're working.
So we're making music every day. It's just so much fun, you know.
That is so cool. How was the panel you did with Martin Garrix and Timbaland? How was that?
Well, it was unbelievable. Seriously, like to be on the same panel with, you know, with 3 different generations of producers. I think, you know, I really look up to Timbaland and to Martin.
Is that really true? Because you're great yourself. People are looking up to you, I can imagine, but you are looking up to those guys as well.
But I think we're all looking up at each other because, you know, we all have one thing that we're very good at.
Yeah.
But, you know, what's amazing with music is it's you never know everything. To be, let's say, successful at a certain level, it means that, you know, you have something pretty unique and you're saying something that has not been said before by other artists. You have a sound, you have a style, you have a sensibility, but it doesn't mean that you cannot appreciate the sensibility of somebody else and admire this, you know. So obviously, when I see the discography of Timbaland, I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
It is.
You know, actually, I was lucky enough to make one record with him and see him really work together with me. Same with Martin Garrix. You know, this guy is like a melody beast, and you know, of course, you know, fans. I suppose they only see him as this EDM guy, but like he's like amazing as writing music, you know, and we are music people. So, you know, sometimes we do it with some synthesizers and some computers, but sometimes we just sing a melody or play something on the piano or on the guitar, you know.
The year where you definitely made a name for yourself. When Love Takes Over got released with Kelly Rowland. Did you immediately feel at that time that that track would be so big? As it turned out to be? Not at all?
Absolutely not. Let me tell you something. I felt completely in love with the record.
Yeah.
First, I'm very thankful to Kelly Rowland because the way this happened, I'm playing a party in a club.
Yeah.
Kelly Rowland is in the club and she comes to me in the DJ booth and she said, "What is this track?" And I'm like, I'm really freaking out. Like,
did you immediately know that that was Kelly Rowland? Did you recognize her?
Absolutely,
okay,
absolutely. Because I knew she was there in the room.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, I made this track." She's like, "Oh my God, I love it. Like, can I write on it?" And she went to the studio with Nervo, the 2 girls.
Yeah.
But they were not DJs; they were songwriters, and they wrote this song together, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. But let me tell you that for 3 to 6 months, I was playing this record every set, and I was emptying the dance floor every time I would play the record. I promise.
Yeah?
It didn't work. It did not work. And
how is that possible?
Well, because, you know, it didn't obey the codes of house music. And at the time, I was a house music DJ. And it was a little bit too pop for house. Yeah. And I was actually very criticized for
But did you ever at that time think to yourself, oh my God, what have I done? This was a big mistake, putting this record out.
But I was bashed by my colleagues. Seriously.
Yeah.
And even when, but this is what is very interesting with music, because, you know, people look at the past and yeah, obviously it was a hit. That was so obvious. But it's not like this, because when you first put it out, it very often is very hard to make it work, because all the big hits are the records that don't sound like anything else that was there before. But when you make a record that that sounds different, at first people have a bad reaction.
Yeah, because they cannot compare it to anything else.
Because they wanna listen to something that they're familiar with. So really, it's honest. I still have the same tour manager, and sometimes we joke about this. And he tells me, "You remember when you were playing The World Is Mine and everybody would go away from the dance floor?" Yes.
Did you ever reminisce what would have happened to you and your career if you never made that record? Where would David Guetta be like today?
That's why I'm very thankful to Kelly Rowland, because it's the first time that a famous artist came to me and gave me her trust. And right after that, it was, you know, really connected in the same probably 3 months. I also did I Got a Feeling.
Yeah, Black Eyed Peas.
Sexy Bitch with Akon.
Yeah.
And Memories with Kid Cudi.
Exactly the tracks I've had on my paper right here. Because they were, in a sense, mainstream radio hits, in a way. Is that the moment where you've made the transition from house DJ to mainstream DJ, if I may say so?
Again, this is the way to see it after. But when I did this, it was completely new. People were telling me, "You crazy." Like, I received thousands of messages of insults from the house community saying, like, "You are selling out our culture to pop or to urban," which was very racist. I received, when I did Sexy Bitch, I received so many racist comments, which is also completely ignorant, because house music, it was coming from black clubs in Chicago, but I guess a lot of people don't know that. This music that you said, oh, it became mainstream. Yes, it became mainstream, but, you know, this music exploded in America, became the new sound of American radio, but it was completely new. It's not like, oh, I started to make mainstream music. No, I created a new sound, and this sound became
mainstream
successful,
music.
And then because it was successful, it became mainstream. So that's why this is very important, because, you know, everything looks easy when you look at it back, but when you do it, like I'm doing right now with Let's Love, you know, I'm doing something that is different from anything I've done before, and it's not easy, you know, but of course now it's starting to be successful, and hopefully in 1 year everybody's gonna say, oh yeah, you remember when you made Let's Love Takes Over, it was so obvious. But no, it's not.
Now it's the year 2020. You're obviously David Guetta, but you're more than David Guetta, because you use a lot of aliases as well. Jack Back, for example. How is it that such a lot of DJs use aliases? Why can't you release everything you make under the same name?
Well, the reason is I want to be honest to my fans. So basically, I have fans that they come to see my shows, and when they come, they want to hear I Got a Feeling, they want to hear When Love Takes Over.
Do you still like to play those tracks when you perform?
Yes, because I have tricks.
And what are they?
I always make a new version of it. So if you go to my show, I'm never gonna play the original version. You're always gonna listen to a version that you cannot find anywhere else. Why? Because for me, not to shoot myself because I'm playing Titanium
for like the millionth time.
For the millionth times, I always make new versions that are in the sonics that I like in the moment. So this is why, But it's also nice for me to be able to play as a normal DJ that is not so famous.
Yeah.
And so when I started to make records for Jack Back, it was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my roots, what I was doing in the early 90s. I was making house music records and playing like this. So I'm gonna call it Jack Back so that when I play, people don't come to me, oh, can you please play Titanium? Well, no, because this is not David Guetta, it's Jack Back. So that's the reason. In the same way, we have a sound that is becoming really a big movement that is called Future Rave. Yeah. That is becoming very, very big in the dance community. And I'm doing this together with my friend Martijn. And I could make other records like this on my own, but no, like every time it's David Guetta and Martijn, it's going to be this sound, this future rave sound. So it's a way for me to be able to express myself in different ways, but still to be honest to the people, and they know, okay, if you want to hear a big song that feels more pop, you're gonna go to David Guetta, even though if you go see me DJing, you're still gonna have some underground music too. Exactly. If you want some house, you go see Jack Back, and if you want some the EDM of 2022, you go see a Future Rave show. Yeah.
DJ Mag 100 voting is going on right now. Who's your prediction to be #1 this year?
Vote for me.
Vote for you.
I think voting is finished. There are a few possible candidates. Dimitri and Mike, they've been #1 for 2 years now, so they always have a strong chance. I think Martijn always has a very big chance. Always the big people, like Armin and Chesto, that have been here for a long time, and there are always some new people. I think honestly think some underground big people are gonna go high in the ranking. I don't know. People like Outbat, for example, I hope they're gonna be very high because I think they're doing an amazing job. Myself and Martijn, we've done Future Rave that I think has been important. So I hope Martijn will come inside the top 100. For me, let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best.